Lovely, jubbly, just tricked you there. 7. That's got to be reviewed, especially on the Perfectdraft Pro. And it's quite a bit heavier. Especially with this. Oh, Jesus. Good afternoon, people. Right, I'm on the other phone, so I can use the app, which is to this one, for this machine. Confusing, but that's how it is. Anyway, hopefully it's going to be my first blog on perfectdraft.com, depending on how this goes and what Dan thinks of it. So, what I'm going to do, firstly, ice cold glass, because the weather here today is pretty mad. In here, well, out here is the wooden bit of the bar. That's running at 32 degrees on a thermometer. Out here with the heat coming through, it's probably more 35, 36. It's like proper sweating out. Anyway, as you can see, I hope you can see, the Pro's holding at 0. So, let's just get this poured. So, there you go. Nice and ice cold. Exactly how it should be. So let's turn you round to here. The camera can come up a little bit. Hold on. So yeah, just proving the point that, and I know a lot of you like your wheat beers to the 5-6, like with the Frankie Royal and that. But I have to take this off. God, Jesus. But for me, on a day like today, let's say 30 odd degrees, yeah, you're better with it colder. And the machine is handling it so much. A lot of you have asked on the other ones I've done with Perfectdraft Pro versus Perfectdraft. I've got to be honest, if that was a Philips in there now, you'd probably be talking that's coming in about 9 degrees. Because they don't cope with the heat in here. Obviously it's cheaply done roof. Sun comes straight in and that, but that Pro, it will kick in now and again, but to maintain 0 on it, to give me an absolutely beautiful drink, as you can see. Oh yeah. The only thing missing is a slice of orange. I forgot to cut one up. But yeah, as I say, that machine is really standing up and being counted. I've had machine from the others and that, our big friend, that temperature goes up. I've had one down in the bottom bar and the temperature does rise above the time, although in all due honesty you do still get a pretty good pint, I must admit. But these are really standing up and being counted here, and with that, this is what you need, because you know, if it's going to be like this a lot through the summer, this is where your Pro comes into its own. As I say, it's going to work a bit. There's a full keg in there almost, and you're setting it at 0. So obviously, the lower you're setting it, the more the machine's going to work. You might well hear the machine kick in a minute while I'm doing this video. I don't know, as I say, but it's really holding well. I mean, a lot of people are concerned about the 3 of them together and that there. So far, so good. They can gain a degree now and again. That's going to happen. I get that. But I'm always watching on the app here, as you see. I mean, the app's pretty self-explanatory. That was another thing that I was asked about on the last video, which I will link this video to the Perfectdraft versus the other, and the Perfectdraft versus the Perfectdraft Pro. You see, but that's telling you how much you got left, what mode you're on, and that your target temperature's reached. On the app, this app's simple to install, simple to get going. You can even send me a pint, or I could send you a pint. Tells you how many beer tokens you've got left, tells you about your latest order, and tells you about your keg return, which is in progress, if you have one, obviously. I remember you've got Express Credit now, so it's a lot better than back in the day when you didn't have Express Credit and you were waiting a little while for your tokens. So that's that bit. And then obviously, if you want to buy your kegs, you just click on there. You use your PD app. Hold on, I wrote that down, didn't I? PD app 15. Use PD app 15 and bango, you're getting 15% off everything. You scroll through the kegs, you know, Corona, Hertong, Bud, Left Blonde, and so on and so on. So that's all pretty self-explanatory. Knowing that, like for me, I know a lot of us, we talk about Snyder's, the Hells that we've just got, well, we just got back recently. It didn't last very long because it's sold out. But the thing about that was, you know, a lot of us like, some of us like it at 3, which a Phillips is ideal for, if it can hold, if it's not in a weather like this. Some of us like it at 2, I like it at 1, some people even like it at 0. As I say, I've gone in for 0 on the Hogarten. A lot of people say, well, you lose the flavour. Well, there's a reason they make the glasses to freeze, you know. I remember Hogarten from 2001. In 2001, you used to have a massive Hogarten pump, and it was much more stronger than that is now. That comes at 4.9 ABV, and it was literally ice cold, the pump, because when it was hot, you'd be like holding the pump, and the pint of Hogarten was absolutely to die for. It got changed over the course of time for the better. Yeah, if you're doing a session, I'd like the old one back as well, like a Hogarten Super. Hogarten Grand Cuvée isn't quite the same. Well, I don't think so. I know, you've got to remember this, as I say, this was 2001, literally 22 years ago, when me and Michelle were drinking that. And I know we don't look that old, I know, you don't have to tell me. But yeah, that was the one at the time. But as I say, I've been on here 6 odd minutes now. Machine hasn't kicked in. You can see how much I'm sweating, I can't lie. And this is the wooden bit of the bar, which on the temperature thing here, as I say, was 32. You're probably 3 or 4 degrees hotter in there. I won't be able to do the video for too long because the phone's under that bit. So over the course of time, then the phone blocks out because the phone gets too hot, as we know from doing these before. So yeah, Perfectdraft Pro, absolute winner. The app, as I say, I was asked, why the app? Why is that so good? You can actually change the temperature of your beer from your app. You know, you don't have to be with your machine. You want to pump it up a little bit. I mean, they say 3 degrees for Hogarten. As I say, I can go along with that. I can drink Hogarten 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It don't matter. Only thing missing, as I said, is the slice of orange. As they give you the ideal temperature for things. They'll also give you what food pairs with it, but you know, you decide that yourself. But as I say, it's a simple app. It's simple to use, and it's just showing one of the benefits of owning this machine. The temperature control is to die for, because if you've got a stout, you get a stout on the sub. I mean, they're going to want to pour a stout at, what is it, 2 degrees, them subs? They're quite frothy as well. I do still own one of them, but I don't use it a lot because the torques went up just a little bit too much. But it may well come back at some point. But, you know, you can go up to 12 degrees. The range is absolutely brilliant. Obviously, when I made the first video, we didn't have the range of that. I think it went between 3 and 7 or something. And obviously they went higher for the stout and lower because, you know, any lager, I know people say it's too cold. You lose the flavour. If you go abroad, you have a quality lager. It's ice cold. You need it ice cold. In this weather, you need it ice cold. It buys you time to drink it, because if you're coming out at 4 or 5 degrees on a lager, by the time you're halfway down the pint, unless you're chugging, you're done, ain't you? So, anyway, right, that's enough from me. As I say, this is just an update on the 2 videos I did before, showing the Perfectdraft Pro app, and the point that Hogarten is equally as beautiful at 0 degrees. Anyway, I'm going to finish this and say bonjour.